Hello, everyone. It's Aaron here, and I'm bringing you Passive Experts. Now, folks, I am really excited about this one. Number one, it reminds me of a similar platform compared to my passive trades. Also, it's brand spanking new, only 11 days. Now, check this out. I did a video yesterday. Go find a video right here. I did this video yesterday, right? Now there was 11 days running so far, only 120 members in. I'm doing a video now as we speak, 12 days running and 359 total members. And folks, people at home right now, this thing gonna skyrocket so fast in the blink of an eye. All I'm telling you, get in where you fit in if you feel that this is for you. If it's not for you, then of course, next. I'm just showing you my results and what I'm doing to create passive income at home. I'm involved in numerous platforms. This one I'm very excited about. This video actually is not to show you yet my deposit. I want to show you how to do a deposit. I actually want to do $40. I want to do $50 initial deposit. So this video to show you the interview that crypto analyzer had with Lee Merritt. Now this blew my mind, man. The transparency of this company, of the CEO. Just sit back, watch it, and definitely comment below. Let me know what you think. Hopefully this interview will give you that concrete decision and say, okay, this is definitely for me. I'm gonna definitely try it out or not. Let me actually just jump to the back office to show you what the back office look like quickly here. I should just show you that from my other video. And nothing is here yet. It's you gotta watch an advertisement first. This one actually is not up. So let me just click on this one right here, continue to passive expert, and this is the back office. Just very simple, nothing too exciting. And I'm going to make a deposit. I told you all on Sunday. Today is Saturday evening, and I just want to bring you the interview quickly because that was very powerful. The interview is very powerful. So let's jump into the interview right now and enjoy it. All right, so we'll see you soon.
Today we have the pleasure of meeting Lee Merritt, the CEO of Passive Expert. Thank you, Lee, for taking the time to come and talk to us today. So, would you like to tell us a little bit about your company, Passive Expert? What is it that you do?
Yeah, sure, Gary. Thanks very much for inviting me to come and speak to you today, by the way. It's a pleasure for me. Passive Expert is an online company. We're actually technically an advertising company where people can buy ad packs, but with a little bonus on top of the ad pack, we give some cash back and rewards, inclusive of the advertising.
Cool. And Passive Expert, I love that name. It kind of tells you what the company does. And so, what's your kind of background? Are you an expert in investing? Tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Well, I've got a background in a type of investing. I was a professional blackjack player for the best part of 10 years. And I know it sounds good, but trust me, it was just a job, really. But I used a lot of skills with mathematics, statistics, risk management to make money playing that game. And I used to play all over the world. And since retiring from blackjack, I've used those skills continually in other areas of investing and finance to continue to make money. And some of those areas have been in the crypto world, in arbitrage and in trading and that sort of thing.
So how do you actually make the money? How does Passive Expert generate its revenue?
So what we do is we take company funds, that's money in the company, and diversify those funds into a large portfolio. At the moment, we've got a selection of between 10 and 20 different opportunities that we use with company funds. And the returns that we get from those opportunities and all that money that's invested in the opportunities, we give back to our members in the form of daily cashback.
Cool. And I mean, now, like with the whole sort of the situation in the world with the economy, so much uncertainty. How safe is it for people to be purchasing ad packs now, depositing Bitcoin in Passive Expert?
That's a very good question, Gary. Very good question. So one thing that attracted me to set this company up was that it's very difficult in the crypto world to find an honest opportunity. You know, everybody's always on a knife edge, biting their nails, thinking, is this company going to be there tomorrow? You know, and I wanted to change that. And I thought about it for a long time, over a year of thinking, to come up with a strategy and model that's not only transparent, but honest and genuine. And I tried to find a model that would be extremely low risk. And that's what I believe I've come up with. Now, I know at the moment with the coronavirus, it's a little bit uncertain in the trading world, in the financial world and everything else. But with the model that we've developed at Passive Expert, my team and I have spent a long time thinking about this and coming up with the strategy. It's so low risk, it's virtually unbelievable. All of the company's money is diversified into many different opportunities, as I've just said. And those opportunities, we spend a long time researching. We look at things like the fundamentals of the opportunities, who's behind the opportunities. We spend a lot of time researching the people behind them, the staff that are working for them, the CEO, what's his background, does he have a social media footprint, all that sort of thing, sort of similar to what you do. And all of that effort and knowledge that we put into doing that, and the skill that my team and I have when we do that sort of thing, is portrayed in the results that we've had. I started this up just with a few close friends, and my dad got involved as well. And over a few years, we've had outstanding results in all of the different things that we've been involved in. And I put it down really to spending a long time in research and getting to know the people that you're dealing with. And it's quite difficult to find investment opportunities that are genuine and transparent. And sometimes I'll wait for 4, 5, 6 months, and then all of a sudden I'll find something and jump in. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle, because they get impatient. And it's almost, I've always said in this world, if you're enjoying it, then you're doing something wrong, you know, because real investing and real, honest, truthful, passive investing is a plodding game. You know, it only starts to get very exciting if you're in on an opportunity that maybe won't be there tomorrow, and that gets the adrenaline going. So because we have such a wide range of diversified investments, it would mean that they would all have to go down for our clients to lose. If one of those investments went down tomorrow, that's fine. We continue to pay. Now, they'd get back a slightly less rate than they'd get, say, today if they're all running, but we'd continue to pay. If the next day another one went down, well, we'd still continue to pay because all of the others would still be bringing in money. If there was one let's say we had 20 companies and 19 went down and there was one left, we'd still continue to pay. Obviously, it would be at a much reduced rate, but the only way that somebody can actually lose all of their money is if all of the companies that we are involved with ended up going bankrupt. And the chances of that happening, even in the times that we're in now, I'm sure you'll agree, is extremely low.
Yeah, I mean, even although some companies are doing poorly at the moment, some companies are doing great. some especially some of the arbitrage companies, they love these conditions. Yeah, that's I love a lot of what you're talking about there, and I think you and I are very like-minded in regards to transparency, only dealing with honest companies, getting to the truth of what's behind the company, making sure that they're actually solid. Yeah, it's really good. In terms of your, because when I originally spoke to you about your strategy, so I really liked how you, I mean, a lot of the stuff you just talked about, but also about how you decide how to allocate, how to distribute those funds across your portfolio. Would you like to tell people a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely, Gary. This is fundamental to making it work. The first thing to do is to find something that actually makes money. It's got to make fresh money. You can't just have money coming from one person and paying another within the platform. In the end, it's going to go bang and everybody ends up in tears. Okay. So you've got to have fresh capital coming in from a legitimate source that's honest and everything else. So that's the first thing. Once you've found that, the next question then is, well, how much of my pot do I allocate to that opportunity? And that in itself is really wholly important because, you know, there's no point, let's just say for argument's sake, we've got two companies. One is very, very high risk and one is very, very low risk. There would be no point in having 90% of the entire pot in the high risk company and 10% of the pot in the low risk company. Because, it's common sense. The chances are, if it's high risk, you're going to lose 90% of the money and only be left with 10%.
Sure.
So allocation of capital is really important. Now, I learned how to do this in the blackjack days, and at Passive Expert, we use a system which fundamentally I developed. I mean, I've had some help from some people along the way over the years, but it's a system that fundamentally I developed, and it's based on the Kelly criterion.
Sorry, the what criteria?
Kelly criterion.
All right.
Kelly criterion.
Okay.
And the Kelly criterion is a formula. So you bung in a load of variables and out comes a number. And the variables that you put in are things like, I'm using terminology here that's simplified, things like risk. Okay, in the statistical world, we'd call that standard deviation, but I'll call it risk for now. So we put into the formula the risk. Now you'd say, well, what's the risk? Well, that's where the skill of me and my team come in, because we take lots of fundamental parts to a project and then decide what we think the risk is. So into the Kelly formula goes the risk. Into the Kelly formula will go what's called expected value, or EV. Expected value is something that is a representation of the profit part of the money I'm getting back. So in simple terms, if I put $100 in and I get $105 back, then my expected value will be 5% in this particular case. So that goes in the formula as well. And a couple of other things go into the formula, and out the other side comes the percentage of the pot that I should allocate into that particular opportunity. That's what the fundamental success is, and what Passive Expert is all about.
Great. Yeah, I love that. I mean, I've obviously had a visible look at your the way you do things, but I think that's really important for people to know. Now, one of the last things that you were waiting for when you're getting your system ready to go live was your referral system, and you know you've chosen to go for 2 levels, 8% level 1, 3% level 2. You know, why did you choose only 2 levels? What was that final decision-making process about?
Well, good question. We thought long and hard about this. The problem is that I'm not a marketing expert. I don't know anything about marketing or sales at all. But I'm very, very good at things like investing. But marketing, I don't know anything at all about. So I've got to pay somebody to do it for me. And the best way to do that is in a referral system. So that's why we have a referral system, because I wouldn't have a clue how to tell people about this on a mass scale. So it then comes down, well, how much do we pay? If we pay a too smaller amount, then people aren't going to be interested. If we pay too much, then it puts the whole sustainability aspect of the business model in jeopardy. And one of the number one priorities that I have as the CEO of this company is sustainability, because I really want it to be there for many, many years ahead. And that's how the business model that I've written continually talks about a long-term plan, and the fact that Passive Expert is a long-term solution to a problem. So we've pitched it sort of in the middle. We're giving away money for people to market the product. It's not too low, but it's not too high. And there's a 2-level system in there, so that the first person that you go to is interested, but then if he gets somebody else in, you'll also benefit. So there's a double bit of ice cream there to be had, shall we say.
Yeah, nice. And I like the fact that it's you've already equated whether it's sustainable, and obviously being into maths and statistics, factored all that in to try and make sure this lasts long term. I mean, that's one of the things we've talked about before about longevity. What about scalability? I mean, you've gone from effectively having a private club with knowing individuals and managing those funds, to now launching this company and having the potential for hundreds and thousands of customers. How can you scale? How can you manage from an infrastructure and a logistics point of view success as it comes?
Well, there's 2 or 3 parts to answering that, Gary. The first thing to say is that we're a new company, and the company's growing quite rapidly at the moment. And as the company grows, I will be putting things in place to make sure that we can deal with the support queries, the emails that come in. We've got a phone line. There's somebody to answer the phone and everything else. But we've also got a website that my team and I have developed. And we've developed it with scalability in mind. Okay, so the website can handle a lot of users. That's all in place. And then there's the thing of how much money. If Warren Buffett knocked on my door tomorrow and said, "Lee, here's $5 billion. I want you to get me 5% a month," I'd probably struggle. So that there's a limit as to how much money we can safely invest and get the sort of returns that we're getting at the moment. But I can't envisage that limit being hit anytime soon. I think we've got several years of growth before we do anything like that. So for the foreseeable future, many, many months ahead, there's plenty of scope for growth.
Great. Yeah, it's good that you've been thinking about that and putting that in as part of your plan. Because, I mean, from what I've seen, and I know we've spoken about it before, but I really think that this has a long-term future. It's one of the few things I've looked at that I've thought, actually, this is still going to be around in years to come. So
the thing is, you've just got to think, what could happen for it to not work? Well, at the end of the day, I mean, the company and the model has been written so that people are being paid from money coming in from other sources. We don't operate anything like a Ponzi scheme or a high yield investment program. It's all fresh, new money coming in. So you've got to say, well, what could happen for it to go wrong? Well, the thing that could make it go wrong is if the companies that we invest in go bankrupt. Now, that's going to happen from time to time. Of course it is. I mean, anybody that's been involved in this sort of stuff for, any length of time will know that companies do go bankrupt. Now, what could happen for Passive Expert to end up being no more? Well, everybody'd have to go bankrupt, because even if we've got, as I've just said earlier, one company left in the portfolio, the money will keep coming in and the members will keep getting paid. So the only way for it to go down and not be sustainable is if every single company we deal with goes down all at once, which is possible. Anything's possible, but it's so unlikely. And that's what this is what I wanted to develop, and I wanted to be different from everybody else. I wanted to come up with a way of knowing that the chances are 99.9999% that tomorrow when I wake up, Passive Expert's still going to be there and it's still going to be paying its members. And that's what we've developed. And I think it's a first in the crypto world.
Yeah, brilliant. Sorry, just when you mentioned fresh money, do you mean money in terms of profits coming in rather than members, new deposits from members?
Yeah, we don't rely on new deposits coming in for the model to work. So if tomorrow I switched off all new deposits, everybody would still continue to get paid and the company would still continue. So fresh money coming in is profit from the other companies that we're invested in.
Great. Okay, understood. Thanks. So, is there anything else you would say to people? Because people have a choice where they put their Bitcoin, and why would they choose Passive Expert over another company? I mean, you have listed a lot of great reasons, so it's probably answered. But what would be your final comment to people as to why they should choose Passive Expert?
Well, Passive Expert is a company that I've developed with all my heart and soul. I put into it. I've been ripped off in the crypto world many, many times in the preceding years, and I wanted to develop something where somebody knows when they go to bed at night and put their head on the pillow that they can go to sleep and they can wake up the following morning knowing that Passive Expert is still going to be there when they switch on their PC. And that's what I've tried to develop. And, I'd say to anybody out there who isn't sure, the minimum deposit is $10 worth of Bitcoin. Just log on to the site, give us a try, and see what you think. You won't be disappointed.
Brilliant. All right. Thank you very much. Really pleasure to meet you, Lee. Well, I know we met before, but it's a pleasure to introduce you to the rest of the world. Thanks very much. Take care.
Bye. Bye.
No, that was a very powerful interview. He hinted on many things that we all are looking for. Little security, transparency. It's all there. It's not a highest payout, 0.8% up to 1%. It's very low, but that's okay. It's a low risk, sustainable, transparent, diversified, long-term platform. It's all right here. That's what it is. So you're not going to have 6%, 8%, nothing like that. But if this is for you, definitely, click the link below this video, sign up, and deposit where you fit. Don't go too crazy. If you want to go crazy, go right ahead. It's up to you. It's your money. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. Just showing you my journey. All right, folks. So that's it for this video now, and we'll come back tomorrow with another one. Now, definitely subscribe to my channel if you see this for the first time, and of course, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified each time I post a video. Talk to you soon.